We're Sarah and Kate, and this is everything we did on our first day on board P&O's IONA for the Northern Europe City Escape. So the night before we left, we printed out our boarding cards, travel insurance and information on any excursions we'd booked for port days. The luggage labels were printed and secured to the cases with luggage tags to prevent tears. The morning started early for the drive to Southampton, allowing an extra couple of hours for traffic and any pit stops we might need to make along the way. Our boarding time was previously 12:30 but was moved to 2 p.m. as our room had been upgraded from a standard balcony to a deluxe balcony cabin through Select Fare, which we'd purchased when booking the cruise. Arriving at port, we joined a short queue to park the car, which we booked through CPS parking as our extra perk on Select Fare. We were asked to wait while someone checked us in, taking photos to record any damage prior to parking. Sarah then handed over the key, emptied the car of everything we needed, including luggage, before a member of staff took the car to park it. They gave us a ticket to retrieve the car when we got back, so if you're doing the same, make sure to keep this safe. Across the road, we could drop off our luggage at the numbered and colour-coded conveyor belts. We were on deck 10, which was red, and once we lined up with our luggage, someone took the cases and we left aboard the ship at the terminal building, which was close by. We then joined a queue and waited for 10 minutes as it was busy due to the arrival of several coaches. Coach passengers get priority to go in, but the queue was consistently moving, and once you enter the building, you go up an escalator and join another queue for the check-in desks. For this, you'll need your boarding card and passport. Though we weren't asked for proof of insurance, it's recommended that you take it just in case. Here they'll check your documents and stamp your boarding card to show that you've been approved aboard and send you through security for bag checks with metal detectors and scanners, before you can board the ship and have your boarding card scanned. The staff will tell you to head to your muster station, which is the point you should go to in emergencies or when you hear the siren on board. Don't worry about getting lost or forgetting directions because there are plenty of staff en route to help you. Muster station staff will be wearing tabards, so they're easy to spot and will scan your boarding card to confirm your attendance and tell you to watch the safety video on your TV in your cabin. Now, embarkation day is busy. A lot of the lifts were out of action as the crew were using these to transport luggage to rooms. So if you have limited mobility or you're a family with young children and pushchairs, it's likely you'll have to queue for the lifts rather than taking the stairs. However, once everyone was on board and were heading to their cabins to get settled, it calmed down a lot. And for the rest of the cruise, it didn't really feel like the ship was at full capacity until it was time to leave the ship and head home at the end of the week. The cabins should be ready from 1:30, but if the doors are closed or staff are still prepping the rooms, wait outside the doors for an announcement over the tannoy. Reaching your cabin, there may be tape across the door to show your room has been cleaned and no one has entered after. There will be an envelope outside the door containing your cruise cards. These will allow you to enter your cabin, act as ID on board the ship, and charge drinks, food, and shop purchases to your room. If you pre-booked a drinks package, you should see a sticker on your cruise card, which will show staff that you've paid for it. We purchased the non-alcoholic drinks package with our onboard spending credit and went to Ripple's on deck 8 to get it activated. The staff were super friendly as they talked us through it and applied the stickers to our cruise cards. On the TV, you can watch the safety video, see your bill, and a map with your location if you want to track that during your cruise. This is very helpful if you don't want to pay extra for Wi-Fi, but still want to know where you are. The room we had was nice and clean, originally paying for a standard balcony cabin, but were upgraded to a deluxe balcony cabin, which was quite a bit bigger. The shelves and wardrobe had plenty of space, but the hangers were fixed to the rail, so you'll need to bring a hanger if you want to put up any full-length dresses or suits without creasing. Other passengers recommended buying magnetic hooks, which you can attach to the metal walls as extra hanging space for longer dresses or suits. Although we booked some restaurants, entertainment and excursions in the 2-week window before we were due to sail, there are some restaurants that can't be reserved until you have boarded the ship, such as the Excursion, the 710 Club and the Olive Grove. Bookings can be made through the My Holiday webpage app or by going to the restaurant in person and booking there. If you're really wanting to try these, it's best to get in early and book during this first day, as spots tend to fill quickly. We used the app to book the Olive Grove and afternoon tea at the Excursion, And then, using the map from our cabin, went to the Excursion Centre to see if there were any trips we wanted to join while at port. Though there wasn't a lot of options left, we managed to get a spot on a river trip called Land and Lake in Hamburg, a trip to Amsterdam from Rotterdam, and then a walking tour in Bruges. While everyone was getting settled in their rooms, we went to the Quays to have our first meal on board. The restaurant is included in the price of the cruise, and there are 3 counters at the Quays. Fish and chips is served every day. There's an Asian style counter which always has a veggie option as a katsu, sweet and sour, or a black bean dish, which changes daily and is advertised on the board. The final counter is American style and has burger options with fried chicken, corn and fries. We chose the fish and chips, which really deserve the rave reviews, and spoiler, we had this several times throughout the week. After that, we checked out the spa, cinema and bars that weren't open during the day, but you can go in and have a look around anyway. Some people also went to take a look at the kids club, which again isn't open on the first day, but you can see what it's like. Because we went in February and this was classed as a winter cruise, though the weather was mild for the time of year, a lot of people weren't keen on using the outside spaces, so we had a lot of these to ourselves. We layered up in jumpers and got a drink at the outside bar and sat in some sheltered outside seating until it was time for dinner. We decided to eat at the main dining room, and we found it really easy to get a table. You can either arrive at the restaurant and wait for a table, or join the virtual queue through the My Holiday webpage app. Just scan the QR code, which you can find in your room. The app will show you how many people are in front of you, and you can choose any of the main dining rooms, as all the menus are the same. By the time we joined the queue and left our room, we had a message to say the table was ready, which was super quick. You can either accept the reservation and then you have 15 minutes to get there before they give the table to the next in the queue. Or if you're in the middle of having a drink, you can decline the table and rejoin for a spot later. Another option for dinner is you can either wait for a table with just your party, or you can join a larger table. There are fewer tables for 2, as most tend to seat 4 or more. So if you want to get seated faster, you can join a larger group. This is great if you're a solo traveller or you just want to meet new people. The waiters will come around and take your order, so pick what you like. Some people had 2 or 3 starters and shared a couple of desserts, rather than having the usual starter, main and dessert each. We thought the food was to a good standard and the portions are on the smaller side, but honestly, this is ideal because you're eating several times a day on the ship, and we felt larger portions would have been a bit much. You can order any drink and charge it to your room, but if you're on the drinks package, you can have whatever is included free of charge. After dinner, we went to the Emerald Bar and ordered an alcoholic drink, which was charged to our room. Finally, it was time to head back to our cabin to sleep and find the first delivery of our Horizon magazine, which shows everything that's happening on the ship, opening times for restaurants, and information about ports that you'll be stopping in the next day. We found the beds and pillows were nice and comfy. There was air conditioning, but it seemed to be on a cap on how low it would go since it was a winter February cruise. So we opened the balcony doors as Sarah likes to sleep in Arctic temperatures. We didn't hear anything from the other cabins, the sea was lovely and calm, and that was the end of day 1.